We love to think of love as this magical, cosmic thing, right? It's all about destiny and soulmates. But what if it's actually a system, a powerful psychological process happening inside of us that we can actually understand? So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the science of love, not to make it any less beautiful, but to make it a whole lot less confusing. Let's dive in. We've all been there, that feeling that is just all-consuming. It's exhilarating, it's incredible, but man, it can also be deeply painful. It's this universal human experience, right? So why is it that something so fundamental to being human can feel so ridiculously complicated? Well, the answer is surprisingly simple. Most of us are just flying blind. We go through these massive emotional and psychological shifts with no map, no idea what's really going on. But understanding the why behind the feeling, that's the key. That's how you learn to navigate it with some awareness, instead of just getting swept away by the current.
And that right there is the core idea. Love isn't just one single thing. It's a whole system. You've got to think of it as this complex combination of brain chemistry, your personal history, your memories, and even your fears, all firing off at once. So let's break that system down, starting right at the very beginning.
Okay, so phase one. This is all about that initial intoxicating chemical rush. You know the one. That can't eat, can't sleep, can't think about anything else feeling of infatuation. And yeah, it feels like magic, but what's really happening is pure biology, a powerful cocktail of chemicals just flooding your brain. So let's look at what's in this love cocktail. First up, you get a huge hit of dopamine. That's the reward chemical. It creates that intense excitement and makes you laser focused on this one person. Then, your brain releases oxytocin, the cuddle hormone, which starts building that deep sense of bonding and trust. And here's the kicker. Your serotonin levels actually drop. That's the chemical that regulates obsessive thoughts, which is literally why you can't stop thinking about them. It's a perfect recipe for obsession. So what's happening is your brain is basically temporarily rewired. Its whole priority list gets shuffled around to put this one person at the very top. But, and this is a big but, that chemical rush, it doesn't last forever. It can't. And when it starts to fade, that's when our deeper psychological patterns start to come out and play. And this brings us to the echoes of our past. We're moving beyond that fleeting high of brain chemistry now and into something much deeper, the lasting patterns of attachment that we've been carrying with us since we were kids. See, long before you ever had your first crush, you were learning about love. If, as a child, you felt seen, loved, and protected, you probably learned that love is safe. You developed what's called a secure attachment style, and as an adult, you can see closeness with confidence. But if those early experiences felt more like being ignored or even abandoned, you might learn that closeness is dangerous. And as an adult, that can make you fear intimacy, or even panic when a relationship starts to get real. And this is exactly why the same relationship can feel totally safe and wonderful to one person and absolutely terrifying to another. It's not just about what's happening in the present moment. Love is like a time machine. It reactivates these old emotional circuits, and our romantic relationships become the stage where these old patterns get played out, whether we realize it or not. All right, now we come to what is, for so many couples, the make or break moment. This is that critical turning point where the intense chemical rush and all that dreaming idealization finally meet the cold, hard light of day. To really get this stage, we have to talk about something called projection. In the beginning of a relationship, we're often not in love with the actual person. We're in love with an idea of them. We're projecting our own hopes and dreams onto them. We see their ambition and project our own hopes for success onto them. We're basically filling in all the gaps with what we want to see, which makes them seem, well, perfect. This is the journey every single lasting relationship has to take. It's the shift from idealization, seeing a fantasy, to reality. Seeing the actual, flawed, complex, sometimes annoying human being in front of you. This transition isn't just common, it's unavoidable, and it is the ultimate test. And what this tells us is something really profound. When a relationship ends at this stage, it's often not because the love disappeared, it's because the illusion did. The real question then becomes, can you love the person who is actually there, not just the perfect projection you created in your mind? So, what happens if you do make it past that test? What's on the other side? Well, that's when you enter the stage of real, conscious love. And this kind of love, it isn't just a feeling. It's an action. It's work.
Now, you'd think real love would make you feel totally safe, right? But actually, it often does the opposite. It brings our deepest, most primal fears right to the surface. That fear of abandonment, the fear of not being good enough, the fear of being replaced or left alone. Why? Because when something is real, you have something real to lose. These fears aren't a sign that love is fake. They're a sign that something real is at stake. This one is so important. We're sold this idea that love should just feel effortless all the time. But feelings come and go. They're unreliable. A lasting relationship is built on something so much stronger than that. It's built on the conscious choice to show up day after day, the choice to communicate, even when it's hard, and the choice to take responsibility for your own emotions instead of blaming your partner. That is the real difference between a fleeting attraction and a true commitment.
This might sound a little strange at first, because we're taught to chase that initial intensity, that drama, that high. We think that when the intensity fades, the love must be dying. But more often than not, the exact opposite is true. The shift from high-stakes drama to a calm, steady, quiet connection, that's not a bug, it's a feature. It's a sign of health and maturity. It's love evolving into a secure base. So after all of this, the chemicals, the childhood patterns, the shattered illusions, the fears, what is the point of it all? Why do we even bother? Let's zoom out and look at what might be the ultimate purpose of love in our lives. Here is a really simple but incredibly powerful way to think about it. Ask yourself this: does your relationship ask you or your partner to become smaller, to silence parts of yourself? Or does it create the space where both of you can expand and become more fully who you are? That's it. That's the fundamental difference. And this brings us to what might be the most powerful conclusion of all. We all want happiness from love, of course, but its deepest function, its true purpose, might be something else entirely. It's growth. Love acts like a mirror. It shows us our unhealed wounds, it reveals our hidden strengths, and it points directly to the parts of ourselves that still need to grow up. And that leads us to this final, crucial piece of wisdom. So many of us go looking for love to fill a void inside, to escape our loneliness, or maybe to fix us. But healthy love isn't about two halves trying to make a whole. It's about two whole people choosing to share their lives. It has to start with you. So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with this question to think about. Love is a mirror. So when you look into it, in your past relationships, in your present one, or even in your hopes for a future one, what does it show you about yourself? Who is it revealing you to be?